Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 2.0. In today's episode I will finish my research and we also have a bunch of side projects lined up. I made myself a tiny list of things I want to fix immediately, and other things are gonna be slightly more long-term, such as space exploration. One thing I believe we need to initiate is cook up some more metal ore. We can definitely do that. Just gonna do 10 crafts of gold and we're gonna do a whole bunch of iron. Let's do like 50 crafts. And then maybe also a tiny bit of steel. So that should give them enough to do for the time being. This volcano's next activity is gonna be in 2.5 cycles and this guy's gonna erupt in 7.2 cycles. We are just about to take care of the last pieces of igneous rock right here, but we're gonna have to get back to this. Maybe another thing we also should take care of is that Otto finally gets his exosuit. We should maybe define the extent of his base and where he is gonna be allowed to walk around without an exosuit. And then we can finally make our way to the oil. But before that, I really want to know what's out there in terms of other planetoids and what we actually need. Because right now we are doing fairly well in terms of power. Even during the night we don't tend to drain our batteries completely. And if we do, the coal generators are kicking in, of course. But you can see this is absolutely no problem and it's also a reliable way. The only thing we'll have to make sure is that we actually get more igneous rock than we are using, which at the moment isn't necessarily the case. Okay, let's now take care of a bunch of things I wanted to fix in a long time, just because I think it's gonna look better. And that is, I want to move all my mesh tiles one block further down. And in order to do so, we'll have to take apart the background buildings here. Also, I don't think we're gonna need these ladders anymore. They were bothering me for quite a while. And obviously we want to move all the mesh tiles here. Okay, that is initiated. Then another thing that was bothering me for a while is we have all the cooling pipes here in the topmost slot of the room, except for the glossy Draco farm. I never changed that because as soon as I'm gonna take apart these insulated tiles, we will have debris on the top here and that would have bothered me even more. But I think we are now ready to take on this project. All I have to do is basically dig from the side into the room and we should still be golden. If we go ahead and do this really quick, I don't think we're gonna run into any troubles whatsoever. So let's already go ahead and actually prepare the insulated pipes that are gonna go here. And yeah, we should almost be ready with the research. How many bolts do you have? We just have to do 15 more points in atomic research and then hopefully it's finally over. I also placed a couple more gas reservoirs because we were filling them up pretty quickly, so maybe it would be worth it to have an infinite solution or at least a compressing system for my natural gas. Definitely worth thinking about in my opinion. Wonderful, I just love by now everything that I plan out is being dealt with immediately, just because the dupes don't have that much to do anymore. Okay then, let's see this happen. We're gonna connect this up, go ahead and cut this away. Make a connection right here as well, and I guess we're not gonna need that anymore. I'm just gonna let the last of the water drain. Okay, that actually did not work. Let me try this. No, okay. Of course, I'm a dummy. This needs to be connected and now it should actually work. Wonderful. With all these pipes empty, I want to make sure I deconstruct them right away. And looking at the gases here, yeah, I don't think we're gonna run into any issues because it's just the oxygen that is gonna be exchanged here. And in case we are still doing something wrong, I believe I have a security measurement in place. Actually just for oxygen and hydrogen, so we cannot allow any carbon dioxide to go in there. Of course, so therein lies the problem. If we have carbon dioxide in here, I don't think it's gonna get filtered out. Why do duplicants always have to breathe? So maybe it would be the better idea to actually come in from the top here. We just make our way down here. This should also not result in any issues. I just want to make sure that I don't have to filter out any other gases. So I think this might be worthwhile. Yeah, looks like the natural gas guys here is gonna produce way more natural gas than we actually need for the cooking, which means we should maybe think about setting up some natural gas generators to get rid of the excess. The thing is, I don't really know where I want to permanently store my natural gas or all the gases for that matter. I was kind of thinking the upper corner here would be useful. However, right now we are still profiting off the chill we have in this biome in order to cool down our oxygen. Anyways, we're almost done right here. We can take apart the rest of these tiles and we should be golden, just picking up the stuff that's on the floor. By the way, one of my pacus died and we can see there's already another egg ready to be incubated to repopulate it, so that system seems to be working phenomenally. We have 185,000 surf and turf at the moment, so in terms of food and morale we are in a pretty good place. Let's actually check the morale. Look at that, 51. Frankie has 51 morale. This is insane. We're almost done with the research. As soon as that's done, I'm actually gonna replace the atomic collider with a telescope. And then Gene will be finally able to explore some other planetoids and we can prepare ourselves to actually visit them. I feel like we are more than ready. We would have been ready a long time ago, but I want to take my sweet time in this base in order to make everything more or less perfect. My goal is basically that in the future I can leave the game running overnight and I wouldn't have to worry about anything. Right now, of course, we still have to intervene at times because things would slowly and gradually get out of hand without the adjustments. Volcano is going to be ready in half a cycle, so that's going to be interesting. We almost got rid of all the igneous rock. Oh, actually, we just grabbed the last pieces, so this could be the perfect timing right now. And man, I can't believe we're already full again. This is a slight problem. We have some natural gas here because, of course, if it gets stuck, that is a scenario where this filter can fail. Let me go ahead and add 3 more of these reservoirs. I think we can take it. But yeah, storage-wise, I would like to change this in the future. This is not a scenario I can live with. Okay, we are ready to approach this room, just taking apart the last remaining tiles. No, Ren, wait. You can do this one here as well. Thank you. And then don't go up, man. Think. Yes, there we go. Now you're thinking. Okay, we will take apart these pipes and immediately pick everything up. So at priority 9, everything needs to be picked up. Ren is doing a fabulous job right now. And then, of course, digging in here was unnecessary because I'm approaching it from the other side now. What you gonna do? However, we can do it fairly quickly if we keep on building as soon as Gene is almost done with the previous one. Okay, they are coming, they are helping. Oh, I just made the mistake. No, Gene, come back. Looks like after being activated, it still takes 11 cycles for this guy to erupt. So we have 4.5 cycles, which is more than enough time to cool the room down to about 150 degrees or even less. Looks like we're already done here. I'm gonna tell Ren to move his cute little duplicate ass over here. And there he is. Wonderful. Let's set up a ceramic tile and hopefully he's gonna pick from the ceramic we already have here on the floor. Yes, good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what you needed to do. And it's like we were never here. Now, another thing I wanted to do is set up the solar panels in a more efficient way and more permanently, which also means we're gonna use the heavy watt conductive wire. And I believe if I build everything at the same time, yeah, it's also still going to work. This is fabulous. So I'm guessing we need a way to actually get over here. If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to set up a ladder in this place and then we're gonna start with the solar panels as of this point. And then I believe we can overlap them by 3 blocks. I'm now not sure if it is 3 or 2 blocks we can overlap them. Yeah, I think I might just quickly test it out in case it is wrong. But that is another side project I would like to take on. How far can we build up? Fairly high. So this would be a big stack of solar panels. But it might really be worth it since we are saving a lot of space. The rat bolts are about to be shot. There we go. And I believe this was the last we needed. We should be able to finish all the research now. Oh no, you really cannot plan these ahead. This is incredible. So I first have to take the solar panel apart again. Yeah, don't build that just yet. Absolutely unbelievable and impractical. It almost looks like a mistake. Gene is finishing the research. Just tell me it is actually enough. 99 and 300. Wonderful. So now I can deconstruct everything that had to do with this research station. I'm so happy. And all we have to do now is the space research, which goes much quicker. And what we're actually gonna do is replace this station with a telescope. Gene will be able to use that in order to uncover more hexagons on the star map. And there she is already doing God's work, however, with a sunburn. That's just something we have to live with, I think. But we can see we are making substantial progress, and we can even see which tile they are working on. Wonderful, this actually goes fairly quickly, so the third planetoid we will be able to discover pretty soon, and we can check out which type it is and potentially what we can find on there. Okay, we are about to witness the next eruption of the volcano, so more material is gonna be incoming. We should see the transformation being quite quick at this point. I'm still a little bit worried that once both volcanoes are active, we are gonna get slightly too much magma at a time, so that is why I'm always coming back to it. Right now we can for instance see this tile is filling up. It is still not enough magma to actually solidify, but it could happen. Let me get back upstairs because I need to send Jean into the rocket, which is... where's my rocket? Hold the phone. It is still literally here. Okay. Let's just make sure Jean gets in here, doing some more research for the next day. Anyhow, I figured these heavy water wires are not being built quick enough, and it is about time we give Ren and Marie the appropriate skills. We should now have more than enough morale points to do so. So with Ren and Marie, I'm gonna get into mechatronics engineering as well, and they should be able to take care of that without any issues. We could even go as far as getting into improved construction with them, but I do not want to be too daring. The lowest morale we currently have is 36. Still pretty impressive. But now I have more duplicants other than Jean being able to build these cables. And there we go. We are still not running this too hot. This is great. We were able to cool it down substantially. And now we are left with about 280 kilograms of magma down here. And this is going to erupt in 13 cycles. This one here in 6.5 cycles. Right now I feel like we are using up too much igneous rock. I'm gonna do something against that as soon as we reach 1,900 tons. And maybe we have to swap up a few things. Maybe we can even get rid of a hatch farm, because I suspect right now we are overproducing slightly. But yeah, the Paco fillets are gonna come along very soon. Look at all these guys. This is gonna get crazier and crazier, I suspect. Anyhow, igneous rock is already cooled down, so we can take care of that. This is slowly but surely losing the heat. Just 10 more degrees to cool down. There we go, that's what I like to see. Let's now build these two solar panels and see if we are right with the overlap. I think one more thing I want to do is set up a layer of normal tiles here at the level of the lowest solar panel. And then yeah, we're gonna take two solar panels apart. Let's actually do it from the right to the left so nothing goes wrong. I might even want to go as far as first taking the cables apart, all the way up to here. Jean is almost done with her shift. It's time to send her back. And here she comes. Thankfully the rocket is complete again. Okay, next up I think I'm gonna need a good solution for O2. We're gonna build a layer of sedimentary rock insulated tiles all the way around the base. Actually, we might not have to do this all the way around the base. We just have to protect towards the bottom at the moment. So I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Something along these lines. Bring this up to here. That should be good. And bring this up to here. Then here at the bottom we have a little bit of space for the exosuit, and then we start digging up the lower portion here, of course still being aware of the spore chits and zombie spores we have at the bottom. There are actually plenty of these plants around here. This is slightly concerning. In the beginning I'm sure we only have to tap into one oil reservoir. The demand at the moment of course isn't high. Okay, let me quickly finish the research and then I'm gonna be right back in order to take everything apart, and we have the opportunity to do some more research with the telescope. Alrighty, we are back after quite a few cycles, at least it felt like it, and you can see I've finished the solar panel array. And we actually also finished the entirety of the research tree. So everything is done. I can finally take apart the rocket and I'm gonna enjoy this so much. I also improved the connection to the outside world a little bit. I think we should be able to get rid of this liquid log right here. I do have salt water in here, which could be a problem. Maybe I'm just gonna open this up so we can mop this up without accidents. I also deconstructed the telescope because we have virtually researched everything we can do from this planetoid. Now we have to visit the other two planetoids, and you can see there's the new one we discovered. We can find aluminium volcanoes and gold volcanoes on that planetoid, which is gonna be our refined metal supply for the foreseeable future. And also right here we can see there will be critters such as the pips, so we can finally make the nature reserve. However, we will have to send a rocket over there. I might still go with a carbon dioxide rocket in the beginning if we can actually reach those planetoids. But yeah, we're gonna have to think about how we can set up a telescope right here and whether or not Otto is doing this. Actually, I might have to send over Jean. Hold the phone. I wanted to check the skills. I mean, Otto cannot do it. We're gonna need astronomy research and I don't want to spend these points here. If I send over Jean, she's gonna be quite unhappy, most likely, and she's also gonna need a bed. However, considering everything, it might just be the best option to give her a bed. Oh, we're gonna need slightly more space. Set up a bunch of doors, and that is gonna be Jean's bedroom just for doing the telescope research. It doesn't take long at all to actually do the entirety of the space exploration on one planetoid, so I think we can do it quite easily in a couple of teleports. Now looking at this here, it is just too stressful. I don't think we will be able to keep up in the long run, so I decided to go with 2 more steam turbines. All we really have to do is get ourselves an entry at a different place. For instance, we could set up a ladder here. And then what we could do is add 2 more steam turbines easily and just move this contraption here as well. It's going to be slightly difficult to get into the steam room again. I do not want to pump everything out again, but I believe we can do it. It's just going to be quite a challenge. But yeah, why not do this step by step? First of all, we want to go ahead and make our way down here, so duplicants are still able to access the lower room here at the bottom. And by the way, the overlap of 3 tiles was too much. We wanted 2 tiles overlap for each of the panels to still have their full efficiency. Also for now, I decided to decommission one of the stone hatchling farms. We're just gonna set this to 0 and I believe I'm gonna kill these guys off. Right now, I do not want to waste my igneous rock for something we cannot quite make use of. But look at the fish tank. This is just absolutely unbelievable. I love these guys. Anyhow, Frankie, you need to be slightly careful. I don't want you to die here. It's not your time yet. I'm gonna reroute my power using a couple of steel wires here, at least all the way up to this point, and then we should be able to switch to normal wires. Maybe these 2 tiles should be steel as well. I do not want these guys to melt, that's for sure. Right now we have a couple of extra Atmos suits. I wonder, how heavy are they? 200 kilograms a piece. So theoretically, if we set this to 400 kilograms and say Atmos suits right there, then they should be delivered here and hopefully send those over to Atu. Oh crap, I messed something up with my cooling loop. Yeah, I wanted to fill up this pool of water again and not accidentally, stupidly built a vent there. So now if I can, I have to fill up my loop again. I'm just gonna connect it here, and then once the liquid reservoir is sufficiently filled up again, we should be good. That was a stupid mistake. Beautiful, the cables are already in place. That means we should get ourselves prepared for the next step. And that would be to deconstruct this ladder as well as the heavy watt wire. And then we're gonna replace this with a joint plate that is gonna go through these metal tiles that we're gonna extend, of course. We should then also go ahead and probably take apart a couple of these tiles. Now, how exactly do we want to do it? Just 2 more steam turbines. We are then extending the cable upwards, just like that. Yeah, I think that should be good, and connect this. Okay, then we have replaced all the cables and the rest we can take apart as soon as that's built. Okay, step 1 is completed. Now we basically need a liquid lock in order to finish the steam room. This is just gonna go straight through here. We actually already replaced all of these with ceramic tiles. This also means we need to reroute the steel wires, otherwise the steam turbine doesn't have enough space. I will also want to replace some of these tiles here with the ceramic version, and then I guess we can make our liquid lock somewhere along these lines. Interesting. For some reason they delivered way more Atmos suits than I wanted them to. I guess that's fine for now. I just want to make sure they arrive at Atu's world. And then right here we should be able to deliver the suits. I already hooked them up to some power, and obviously we should be taking the oxygen we are getting from the other world. So I'm just taking this pipe and hooking up these guys. Alrighty, we're almost done here. I already set up a liquid lock so we can go ahead and actually take things apart and expand on them a little bit. What I want to do is exchange these 2 tiles here with iron tiles still. And then naturally another thing I would like to accomplish is set up the conveyor shutoff in a different place. So if we have this guy right here, I can go ahead and keep on looping the items. I still have 2.1 cycles. I think we might be able to do it if we start prioritizing things. So what I want to see is this being taken apart, this as well, and this needs to be done really quickly so we can exchange it with a normal cable. Should be good. There we go. Heavy watt wire. Gonna connect this. Hold the phone. This is iron and the other one is copper. All right. Just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally use steel there. But there we go. We're taking things apart and of course the liquid lock is functioning. Should all be properly working. There we go. Shutoff has been taken apart. Now what we want to do is keep on wiggling around, I presume. Since we already gained access to this, I think I'm gonna rearrange a couple of things. These can all go. And then we're going to keep on wiggling around the room. Something like this. We're going into the shutoff and we do a similar system as before. This is gonna be the bypass, and if it is still hot enough, we're gonna go back like so. And of course make sure we go through the metal tiles we set up. Now we could think about moving the aqua tuner a little bit so the distribution is better, and I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. However, this also means we have to completely reroute our current cooling system. I also want to swap the slot we are using for the output of the steam turbine. I want this to drop down on top of the conveyor loader this time around. So we're going to take the other pipe apart. And yeah, now hopefully they are just going to build this really quickly. 1.9 cycles left to go. The cooling loop, of course, we want to extend all the way to the drop point of the igneous rock. And then hopefully soon enough somebody's gonna take care of that aqua tuner setup so we can swap this around. I also intend to make this a little bit easier on myself. We're only gonna use a bridge right here and then connect these two lines. This way it's not gonna be fail-proof, but as far as I could observe, we need to run the thermal aqua tuner all the time anyways. So if we can achieve the same thing easier just with one bridge, I'm gonna go for it. Come on, Gene, make me proud. Oh my gosh, it's almost time. Okay, set the sensor to 0 degrees and above. Now we only have to make sure it's correctly routed. We still have to build a couple of pipes, but other than that we're good. Let's make sure this is happening very soon. So all of these pipes please build. Wonderful, that's all I wanted to see. Now we can go ahead, connect this and that, and we're gonna cut off everything we don't need right now. So this doesn't need to go into the aqua tuner anymore. We don't need this or that connection. That should go straight down and up again. That also means this bridge can go and these two pipes can go. Somebody needs to build this radiant pipe. Guys, what are you doing? You're ruining me. There we go. Cooling loop is going for it. That also means we can go ahead and take the rest of these pipes apart, including the aqua tuner and the sensor. I'm just collecting the last remaining materials. Other than that, everything is now built. Just in case we need to make our way back in here, I'm gonna keep this ladder, but other than that, we can basically patch this up, I think. Yeah, there we go. All the materials are out of there. Let's do this. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna fill up the cooling loop again. This is why I kept these pipes in place. And it looks as though we have a tiny bit of steam left. I want to make sure this does not go underground, otherwise we would be screwed. Let's do the next step, which is taking apart this insulated tile, and then we can already place a third steam turbine. You go right there, and we need to expand the cabling just slightly. There we go. The steam has been converted to water. Wonderful. We can pick everything up here. Okay, I think it just added up. We were just in time to actually finish this, and now the items are being distributed into the steam room. Taking apart the last two tiles. There we go. And the final steam turbine. Fantastic. I'm actually really surprised we got to do this in time. Everything added up. And we're even getting the igneous rock output there. Let's see, yeah, there we go. Last steam turbine is working as well. This means we can take apart this bridge, and I don't think I'm gonna need to expand the cooling loop any further than that. Well, technically we never know. But dumping the water directly on top of the conveyor loader definitely helps, in my opinion. We can also see the door isn't closing and opening all the time. It actually does take a while to suck out the heat, of course, because we have more heat deletion with the steam turbines. You know, we're just missing a tiny little bit of oil here, and I think I'm going to fix this by just using a different material. Yeah, so instead of oil, I'm actually going to swap this to salt water or something we have plenty of. But I would say with that out of the way, we are ready to wrap up this episode. Man, hopefully this is going to be the last time we take care of this. I believe with double the heat deletion, we should be doing much better. But of course, we're gonna figure that out in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're now soon ready to visit even more planetoids and do some more exploration over there. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.